Welcome to Unsolved After Dark. Tonight's video contains two true disappearance stories that remain officially unsolved. No bodies, no confessions, no clear explanations. These cases are disturbing not because of what we know, but because of what we don't. Let's begin. In the early hours of May 14th, 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson was driving home in rural Minnesota. It was after midnight. The roads were empty, and Brandon had taken a route he didn't know well. At some point, he made a wrong turn. His car slid off the road and landed in a ditch. The vehicle was damaged, but Brandon wasn't injured. He got out of the car, checked himself, and then called his parents. Brandon told him he was okay, that he could see lights in the distance, and that he would walk toward them while they drove to pick him up. For the next 45 minutes, Brandon stayed on the phone with his parents. They could hear him walking, hear his footsteps on gravel, hear him climbing fences and crossing fields. At one point, Brandon mentioned Sienna Creek. His father told him to stop walking, to stay exactly where he was. But Brandon kept going. Suddenly, while still on the line, his parents heard him shout, "Oh, shit." Then silence. The call didn't disconnect, but Brandon never spoke again. His parents kept yelling his name into the phone. No response. When police arrived later that night, they found Brandon's car, easily. But Brandon himself was gone. Search teams flooded the area. Dogs tracked his scent, only for it to suddenly stop in the middle of an open field in the footprints. No blood, no torn clothing, nothing. The terrain was searched repeatedly. Creeks were drained. Fields were combed. To this day, no trace of Brandon Swanson has ever been found. Investigators still don't know what made him stop or what he saw in the dark that made him say those final words. In June of 1969, the Martin family went on a camping trip to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Dennis Martin was 6 years old, playful, energetic, and excited to be outdoors. During a short hike, Dennis ran ahead of the group. He planned to hide behind a bush and jump out to scare his family. But when the adults reached the spot, Dennis was gone. At first, they assumed he was nearby. Minutes passed, then an hour. Panic set in. Park rangers were alerted immediately. One of the largest search operations in park history began. Over 1,400 people took part. Search dogs, military units, special forces trained in jungle warfare. The terrain was brutal. Dense forest, steep ravines, fast-moving streams. Yet despite the massive search, no footprints were found. No clothing, no signs of injury. One witness reported something disturbing. He claimed to have seen a large, dark figure, carrying what looked like a child over its shoulder, moving silently through the trees. The weather suddenly turned violent. Heavy rain destroyed any remaining evidence. Days passed, then weeks. Dennis Martin was never found. No remains, no belongings. The official explanation suggested he may have wandered off and succumbed to the elements. But experts later stated that a child his size could not have traveled far enough to avoid detection by search teams. Dennis Martin's disappearance became one of the earliest cases connected to what is now called the missing 411 phenomenon. Children vanishing in national parks under impossible circumstances. And like so many others, this case remains unsolved. Two stories, two people who vanished without leaving behind answers. Cases that remain open not because of a lack of effort, but because the evidence simply ends. If you enjoy true unsolved disappearance stories, subscribe to Unsolved After Dark. More stories are coming, and some mysteries are far from finished.